Today, we're going to be taking a look at flat turns. These are the kind of turns you'll most likely find on mountain bike trails. There is no camber or extra support to help assist you. For that reason, they're some of the hardest to rail. In my opinion, doing flat turns fast is one of the hardest things to do, and no matter how well I do them, I never feel like I did it right. For flat turns, body position and technique are critical to get around them. The basic concept for a flat turn is that you need to maximize traction. The more weight you have directly over your contact patch of the tire, the more traction you will have. If there's one thing that I want you to get out of this video, is understanding the concept of how you get the most traction out of a turn. So the general idea is to keep your weight over the outside pedal and outside grip. You do this by leaning your bike, dropping your outside foot, pushing your hips to the side, and lowering your chest. In a flat turn, you want to lean your bike more than you lean your body. This way you can drive your side knobs into the ground for additional traction. Something you want to try and avoid is leaning too much. In this video, you can see that my back end started to slip and kick out, and that's because I was leaning too far inside and caused my tire to deflect off the ground and slip out. Line choice is another critical aspect of flat turns. You can make a turn tighter or wider depending on where you set up. In general, you want to make the widest and smoothest arcing turn as possible. Doing so will allow you to maintain the most amount of speed. Quite often, that will mean setting up outside of the beaten path. Another aspect that goes along with line choice is a visual reference. Now, it's important to keep your head up and look through the whole turn. The further ahead you're looking, the more time you'll have to anticipate obstacles on the trail. Now, it really depends on the turn, but usually I try to pick a focal reference about halfway through the turn, and before I reach that point of reference, I'm already looking ahead at another visual point of reference. Usually, that's the exit of the turn or the feature that comes immediately after. Braking is also another very important part of turning, both for flat turns and berms. All your braking should happen before you get to the turn, and while you turn, you want to use the least amount of brakes as possible, and ideally, none at all. If you lock up your back brake in a turn, your back end will start to skid. While it may look and feel pretty cool, skidding is slower and often frowned upon at most trails. Now, if you pull the front brake, well, let me just show you what happens. Obviously, this is not ideal, so don't do that. Trail conditions and terrain can also play a huge factor in how you turn. Newly built trails and loamy trails are much easier to dig your tires into, while gravelly and dry trails tend to be much harder packed and require a little bit more finesse. So how much you can push each turn will depend greatly on the situation, and unfortunately there's no easy way to learn that. The best way is through trial and experience. Now, there are a few ways you can practice flat turns in the comfort of your backyard. The first drill is a figure 8 drill. I like to place two objects about 30 to 50 feet apart, and then practice turning in each direction. Here, I'm using these cones which I picked up off of Amazon for about $5. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to those in the description. The figure 8 drill is good for practicing tight 180-degree flat turns. The next one is a basic slalom course. You can do this on flat ground or a slight downhill. Now, you can space these out however you want. Just make sure that when you're doing it, you're dropping your outside foot and switching before you get to the next turn. Once you get comfortable with the slalom course, go back and see how fast you can go. Pushing your comfort level is how you progress. Obviously, use your best judgment and try not to get hurt. So yeah, that's how you ride flat turns. In the next video, we'll be looking at how to ride berms. As always, my name is Phil Metz. Thanks for playing bikes with me today. Now I'll see you next time.
I feel really bad. I was riding along and all of a sudden I saw something like flutter in front of me and right in front of my wheel. And well, man, that's what I hit. I'm sorry, little guy. Didn't mean to do that. I don't like this feeling. As far as I know, that's the first time I've ever done that. I love animals. It kind of sucks to see that happen, but it's the way it goes. I'm gonna go make this guy a little resting place. Hopefully he'd be happy there.